Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is a day for another card show. Haven't had one in about 6 weeks to 8 weeks or so, be a good chance to go out there and see what people have been able to pick up. Um, my goals for this show, nothing specific. These last few times I've been trying to focus on maybe some quality over quantity and find maybe a larger purchase, even though my budget isn't the biggest. Got about $80 to $100 budget today. I've been getting in the mood for a little more vintage, so I may kind of look at that and see if there's anything pretty neat that catches my eye. Otherwise, we'll just be looking around. I'll try to film as much as I can in there. Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's kind of tough. Although the parking lot doesn't look as full today as it was at the last show. We'll see what it's like inside. It's been going for about 2 hours now, so I'm a little bit later than normal, but I'm sure there'll be still plenty of stuff out there. All right, let's see what's inside.
Hawks fan, or you like the Congo?
I got wiped out by the 93 flood. It's due south of Lake Columbia, right?
Yeah, they're not cards.
Oh, you're talking to go down.
And the Katy Trail.
All right, everybody, I am back. I'm going to recap what I was able to pick up at the show. Feel bad that I didn't get more footage while I was in there. To be honest, there were less people around this time. I don't know if it was just because I showed up later at the show, or maybe it was just a nice day, so there were more people out and about doing stuff. And so there were just less opportunities. I'm not someone who's just going to start really filming when I'm sitting there having a conversation with people, and I like to talk to the guys that I'm dealing with. So I didn't get very much footage this time. I will do better. I think there's another show coming up this weekend. I'll do better at that one, I hope. But here's what I was able to pick up. A pretty interesting mix, I think, and I think you'll enjoy it. The first guy had a binder of just random cards for $1, including this Mike Trout card, the 2015 card number 300, where he's sliding into third base, or assume it's third base, could be second as well, but a really nice picture. And that's a card that I will always pick up if it's $1. And actually, he had just an entire binder. This is in a relic top loader. Let me get these out here. A bunch of cards that were all $1 a piece. And he had a variety of Trout cards for $1. And I wasn't sure if I had all of these or not. There's another one from 2015. There's an older Heritage card, I believe. This is, or maybe Archives. I can't remember. I always get this confused, from 2016. Card number 129. And then this, which is an insert I don't think I have picked up before, Mike Trout Heart of the Order card from Topps, and this is a 2015 Topps insert. So I picked all those up for $5, and to be honest, I thought that was a great deal. That's a guy who has had a lot of cards before that I picked up from him. I picked up some Trouts from him earlier. Maybe last year he had the 2012 and the 2013 Trout I picked up as well. So $5 at my first stop, and I was barely in the door. The second guy that I went to, his dad is the one that kind of sets up the shows. He's also got a lot of relic autograph, a lot of more modern cards. I could have gone through his stuff for hours, but I wanted to try to pace myself, so I picked up a few here. The first thing here is a Sixto Sanchez first Bowman Chrome Refractor for $7, numbered out of $4.99. Now, I know Sixto hasn't really pitched at all this year. You can see right there, numbered in the top right-hand corner, 306 out of $4.99. He hasn't really been able to perform yet this year because he's had injuries, and I think he was on the COVID list there to start the year. But I'm hoping he'll be able to pitch at some point this season, and if not, I feel like this is a good card to invest in for the future because he was absolutely filthy whenever he came up last year. And I know pitching, guys are a little bit harder to track, but I really believe in him. He was the big piece, obviously, there. Started with the Phillies and then went to the Marlins and the JT Real Muto trade. So I'm looking for him to be a big-time future ace, potential Cy Young candidate. So for $7, I thought that was a nice one. This one, the kid was like, dude, you probably got a good price on that. The Jacob deGrom, this is his second-year card, 2015. His rookie card is in 2014 Topps Update, and that card has absolutely exploded over the last year after he's just been unhittable. But this is the 2015 Series 2 card of Jacob deGrom, and this is the variation, the photo variation. So his second-year card, and it's the SP or photo variation for $3. I thought that was a really good price, and even the guy was like, dude, you probably got a real good price on that. I'm like, yeah, I probably did. But I really like that, and deGrom has obviously been absolutely unhittable again this year as well on a historic pace. And then this last pickup is from the USA release that comes out every year. kind of around this time from Panini, and it is of a Royals prospect, Nick Pratto. Some of you may know about him. He is a guy that the Royals picked in the first round. I want to say maybe even the top 15 picks, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And he hasn't quite ever put it together, and he was there for a minute looking kind of like a bust. But this year he's already got 10 home runs in Double-A. He's down there playing with Bobby Witt Jr. And so he's starting to figure some things out, I think. And to get his autograph here, numbered out of $4.99 for $5, I took a flyer on that as a Royals fan. So hopefully he will continue to have a solid season and maybe work his way up at some point this year. Okay, my next stack of cards are all for a quarter. There's a really nice guy who I always buy these Bowman packs from. You'll see that. You can kind of see it there on the left. He was trying to just reduce some of his inventory, and so he had a bunch of baseball cards for 25 cents each. He's like, dude, these are all a quarter. I'm just trying to clear some space. I'm wanting to make a big purchase here lately. And so these are all for a quarter. Got this for my buddy Lou Rock TV, Roberto Clemente card. I know the prices are different, but trust me, these are all a quarter. This one I picked up for Vintage Cards Steve. If you haven't checked out his channel, go ahead and do so. He's kind of got a collection of the Gatorade Bath cards, and now granted this isn't the tops, this is opening day, but he's a big Chris Bryant fan, and so I picked that one up for Vintage Cards Steve. Here's for my buddy Kevin McLeod. I believe he said his wife is a big Will Smith fan, so we got a couple of the rookie cards. This one I just picked up for me, Kyle Gibson, the first Bowman Chrome. He's had a really nice year this year for Texas, and he's a local kid. He went to college at the University of Missouri, and so I picked up 2 of those for a quarter each. This one is for my subscriber buddy out there in Colorado who sent me a care package in the most recent video, and he said his son is a big Colorado fan, so I found that Nolan Arenado card. Here's an autograph card, a Bowman autograph of Sam Carlson, who's a pitcher for the Mariners, for 25 cents. I mean, who's going to pass up a Bowman autograph card for 25 cents, right? Corbin Carroll. This is from the Panini Prism Draft Picks. He's a rising prospect in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, so that is, I believe, one of the red, white, and blue parallels. 25 cents there. Here's another Rockies card, a Trevor Story Rainbow Foil for my subscriber. Here's a Baseball's Greats of Hank Aaron. I've never really seen this before. It looks like it's a 1982 release. Don't really know exactly who produced it, but I thought it was a neat look, and for 25 cents, I jumped all over it. And then a couple more. I know I've got a buddy, Lions and Sons, who is a big San Francisco fan, so we got a Yastrzemski here, a couple Yastrzemskis for a quarter each, and then another Will Smith, and then a metallic Will Smith, all for a quarter. So I picked all that up for like $3.50, all those cards, and then I always go with a Bowman pack. He only has like 4 or 5 of them left, and so I believe that was like $15 or something. So it was like a total of $18, something like that, which is a great deal. So I'd kind of made it up some of these small purchases, and then I wanted to make one kind of larger purchase, like I mentioned in my intro to the card show. And so I found a guy that had a whole bunch of vintage, and not only was it vintage, it was PSA vintage, which makes it even more desirable just because I don't have to send it off and get it graded. It's already graded, and he gave me a great price. And actually, while I was talking to him, I met up with one of my subscribers who kind of recognized me there. And so let me go ahead and show you what I picked up. Picked up this Willie Mays 1966 Willie Mays. It's a PSA 3. You can see right there at the top. Card number 1. The sticker price was $60, but he took a significant chunk off of there and I think charged me $45. So it's obviously off-centered there, but $45 for a PSA slab Willie Mays card from the 60s. I was just over the moon excited to be able to pick that up. And he said he's actually trying to put together the entire Willie Mays run of every card from his career, and he's down to like 2 or 3 cards, maybe 4 left. So anyway, I picked this one up. I had a great conversation with one of my subscribers while I was there. I bet we stood there and talked for 15-20 minutes just about collecting and things that we had found at the show and pickups and trades. And so it was a really neat conversation, and I appreciate my subscriber reaching out to me. I didn't even obviously recognize him, but he recognized me. He's like, hey, do you make videos? I'm like, yeah, man. And so it was really neat. It's like, yeah, I've been to some of the same shows as you, and it was just kind of crazy that we've never actually ran into each other at any of them. So really nice to catch up with him, and the dealer who gave me this is a great guy. I don't have anything but good things to say about the prices, and he had a lot more vintage cards I probably could have spent more of my money on, but I was getting towards the end of the show and kind of running out of money, so that was about all I could afford this time. But I'll definitely be back, and he had a lot of other vintage cards that I'll be hopefully be able to pick up in the future as well. And then the last guy I made a trade for, so this was really all the money I spent. I made a trade with one of the other vendors there who I've talked to a whole bunch. He's a super nice guy, and he's a big basketball guy, and I had some of those Donruss Fat Packs that I found at Walmart a couple months ago that I hadn't opened up yet. And at the last show, I was talking to him about them, and he's like, yeah, man, bring them in, and we can work out a trade or something. And so I traded in a couple of those Donruss Fat Packs from this year's NBA release for these cards, and we just kind of did a straight-up trade. It worked out really well. This is the Whit Merrifield rookie card, and you're like, wait a second, this isn't the flagship release. And that's because Whit Merrifield does not have a Topps flagship rookie card. This is kind of considered his rookie card because he doesn't have like a regular Topps rookie. It's just kind of weird the way he was called up to the major leagues. This is it, the 2016 high number, see card number 683. And so the Whit Merrifield rookie, he had a really hot start to the year, still leading the league in stolen bases, kind of cooling off a little bit at the plate, but one of my favorite players on the Royals, and he's got a really cool story as a prospect. Didn't really even get a chance to show what he could do until he was, I don't know, what, 28, 29, 27 years old. So Whit Merrifield picked up that rookie card. This one, a first Bowman Chrome autograph of Nick Gordon, who was picked in the top 5, I think, by Minnesota. Just now getting up to the major leagues. He's been kind of filling in on the infield a little bit for Minnesota. So to get that first Bowman Chrome autograph, I thought was really cool. I don't really know what that card's going for, but I knew he had just been promoted to the major leagues and taken a chance that maybe he will live up to some of the hype, because he was a, you can see here, yeah, drafted 5th overall in 2014. Some people weren't sure if he's going to be outfield, infield prospect, but they have him playing infield right now. Him and Royce Lewis and Byron Buxton, kind of those speedy, can-do-it-all defender types for Minnesota. And then I picked up he had some other just random Jose Canseco cards that I got from my buddy Kevin McLeod as well. Kevin, you've seen me on this channel, be very generous with cards sent to me, and so he had expressed some interest that, hey, I'm still looking for some Jose Canseco cards, and so I found these from the 80s, 86 Topps, Topps traded, the 86 Donruss rated rookie, and then this, I believe, is the 86 Fleer, yes, 86 Fleer, the Major League Prospects with Eric Plunk. So picked up those 3 Jose Canseco rookies for my buddy Kevin McLeod, and I just made a trade for the 2 Donruss regular basketball packs from this year, 2021 Donruss packs. So that was a very successful show. I'm really excited for this Willie Mays, to add that to my collection. The first Willie Mays card I have in a Giants uniform. I had picked up one from his Mets uniform at a flea market earlier, but to get the Willie Mays and to kind of add on to my vintage collection, I thought was really, really cool. So thank you so much for joining me as I broke down this card show. Whoops, sorry about that. I believe there is another card show coming up this weekend in the Kansas City area. As long as my schedule works out, I'm going to try to make it to that. I had a really good time the last time they had a show there. It was the first time I believe they'd had a show in that area in a long time. So I'm going to try to be up there in the Kansas City area this weekend and see if I can find some other cool pickups. And I'll take you guys along for the ride, and I'll try to do better with my footage this time. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Feel free to leave a comment with your favorite card, or if you think I did great, or if you think I did horrible, and hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like that as well. All right, have a good one out there, everybody.